Hey guys, I feel like it's been forever since I made a small engine repair video, and this falls into small engine repair. It's a Husqvarna 125B blower, leaf blower, and I've had this forever, probably 5 or 6 years. And I remember when I got it, it would run for a little bit and shut off. I remember looking in the tank and the fuel lines was rotted off, so it was getting to a certain level, then running out of fuel because the filter wasn't letting it pick up all the gas. The gas is old in it now. I gotta get rid of that. And I bought a whole kit. There'll be a affiliate link in the description for this if you're working on the same thing. I usually don't rebuild the carburetors on 2 cycles anymore, just because you can get a whole carburetor like this off Amazon for like the same price as the kit. And now it's not a name brand carburetor, but you know, we may not even need a carburetor, but I just picked it up anyway because I was going to get just the fuel lines and stuff for it. I didn't have none in stock, and for just a few dollars more you can get this whole kit and get a new air filter, new spark plug, fuel filter, an extra primer bulb. It even comes with an extra nut for this air breather case here, and the adjustment screwdriver for the carburetor. So I mean, you can't beat this for like, I want to say $15, but I can't remember what it was exactly. So if you're working on this same thing, you might want to pick up this kit for it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the gas, and we'll start tearing it apart and see what we got to do. We're going to try to just replace the fuel lines and filter and everything, but if it needs more than that, we got the carburetor. I think it's pretty neat that it comes with that nut for this. It may not even have a filter in there. I don't know. It could be part of the problem too. It's got a less desirable filter. Put a new one in it. There's where the primer bulb goes. So you get 2 little nuts all the way in the back there. And that's what holds the whole housing and everything on. Just using a nut driver and pull out the large size. It usually fits these. Yep. Or you can just use a nut driver or a socket on an extension, but I just think this is easier. Make sure you don't lose those. They're probably a weird size. And this should just come out. And this thing is made kind of weird. It comes with the whole grommet. Yeah, this even came with the whole grommet, so we can just replace everything in the gas tank and be done with it. Alright, so let me take these fuel lines. This primer bulb might be still good, but we got it. We're going to change it. Oh, I didn't even see that. You can take it out, and it's got a slot up through the top there, so you don't have to take the lines completely off. You just got to push these little tabs in, and it pops right out. I'm just going to trash that because probably ain't no good. Like I said, we're going to attempt to use the original carburetor. So I don't know if it's any good or not. I think I might have to take this housing off to get access to it a little bit easier. Looks like you got to take this recoil off, so you got about 4 or 5 Torx drive screws to take off. And of course it's a different size than the steel. I made a video years ago on this screwdriver here. It's got all different Torx bits in it. Very handy. If you can find one of these, grab it. And the recoil is kind of hanging up, so I'm going to oil that while it's off. Didn't know it did that. Looks like that cord may have been replaced at some point. So this just has a spring-loaded cog that when it comes up to speed, they fling out of the way. So let me spray this down. Probably a good thing we had to take that off anyway. Now just spray some WD-40 back in behind here and around the screw. Now it's working good. Sometimes that's all it needs. Alright, so the 4 bolts down here to hold the recoil on, this one here, and these 2 up here. And you take this whole assembly off. You gotta replace the carburetor, you're gonna have to do this anyway to get to the throttle linkage. So that's how all that looks. And this will make it a little easier to change the spark plug. I mean, not that big of a deal. But alright, so yeah, what am I doing? I don't need to mess with that. There's your look at how the throttle mechanism works. Fairly simple. Like I said, we're going to try to change just the fuel lines and everything and see what it does. So now I don't know which one goes to what. It's already preset. Like you can't get any better than this. It takes all the guesswork out. So it just drops into the tank. You replace that grommet. This line hooks to the bottom. That line hooks to the top. I mean, can't be any simpler than that. So I'm just going to take the carburetor off so we can kind of clean it up just a little bit. Alright, so this is the fuel line that comes from the primer bulb, hooks into the top. This one here comes straight out of the tank from the filter. This one here comes straight out of the tank. This other short one out of the tank goes into the fitting down at the bottom of the carburetor. So that's how all the lines hook up. Also just discovered a major problem, which I'll be replacing at some point. It'll be a separate video whenever I do it. This flywheel needs replaced. It's got two fins broke. I don't know how that would have happened. It seems to be revving on the coil too. It's been doing it for quite a while, so I need to adjust the gap on the coil too. So, like it ain't gonna affect like the heating, the cooling of the engine, but it will cause it to go out of balance and cause the crankshaft bearings to wear out, and also cause a weird vibration too. So, a quick fix. It sounds bad doing something like this, but a quick fix would be to break the two off over here, just so to get a little bit more balance. But so that'd be a very quick, I need it running right now fix to do that, and then order your new flywheel at the same time. But it can run like this for a short time. This ain't gonna be used that much anyway, but something that definitely needs to be fixed. Now the trickiest part is getting this grommet out and the new one back in. You can see how it's made. It just kind of pops in there because it's got like a little lip around the bottom part of it. You usually have to put some oil or something on here to help it go in right. But just take like a flat screwdriver and pry it out. It came out way easier than I thought it would. If I said this was going to be easy, it would have fought me. But you can see right here, that's probably the, oh yeah, look at that. That fuel line's crumbling. So that's probably the whole problem. Hopefully there's no dirt in the carburetor itself, which is why we bought a new carburetor to go with it. Just in case there's a major carburetor issue, but I like to try to keep things as original as possible, so we'll try to keep from changing that carburetor out. Alright, so now we're going to try to see if the filter is even in here. And it's not, so that's weird. So we'll clean this area off around where that grommet goes in and press this back in. Alright, so I cleaned this up. There's always dirt around there. Get your filter to go in first. Let it just fall into place in the tank. I put a little bit of oil around that grommet. You're just going to have to work with it to get it to go in all the way. If it don't go in all the way, it's going to leak gas. Alright, so you see the little line in the back comes up and hooks to the fitting on the bottom part of the carburetor. The other line out of the tank goes into the long part of the primer bulb, and the short one goes into the top fitting on the carburetor on top right there. So it's not too bad to do that. And you can also see how the choke works. I really like that this new carburetor comes with that already installed. That way if it's broke or something, it's something else you can fix while you're doing this, you know. So I'm going to adjust this coil, put everything back on, and we're going to see what happens. Alright, so I took this plug out, and it don't look too bad. It's a resistor type plug. I don't know if this actually has to have it or not. I don't know if this is or not. It came with this. I'm not a fan of these cheap spark plugs that come with these kits. I mean, they're obviously better than nothing, but I've had bad luck with them, so I'm just going to try to use the original plug for right now and see what it does. Adjusted this, now it's not rubbing. Adjusted it 10 thousandths gap. You just got two screws you take loose and do that. So I'm gonna put all these covered plastic back on off camera, Then we'll look at it here in just a second. Now I'm glad I had to take all this off because we found those other two problems. This is something else we don't have to worry about now. I really like how this is set up. Take that line back here like that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that choke lever. Alright, there's that goes, and put them two nuts back in, get them pretty snug. And your air filter. I'm probably blocking the camera, but not that critical to see what I'm doing. Just get it pretty snug. When you took it apart, it was pretty tight, so get it about like that again. Sometimes you might have to use a pair of needle nose to get it to start. It's hard to get it to start on there like that. And then I'll put in the new air filter. I'm really impressed that it came with that. Like that's surprising right there that it came with that extra bolt. It probably showed it in the description. I didn't pay no attention to it. But this one's fine, so we're just gonna keep it original. We need to change it if it ain't broke. Alright, put that here. I got extra gaskets and stuff if we do have to change the carburetor. And put some good fresh gas in it. This is 2-cycle. I'll fill it up about halfway. I'm not really going to be using it anytime soon. Just thought I'd make a good little video to make. Now here's always the fun part. Make sure it's going to prime up. And it is. I'm going to prime it a little extra in case there's any dirt or anything in that carburetor. Might help clean it out some. Alright, full choke. Make sure the switch is on. Alright guys, had to tune that carburetor in just a little bit. Didn't want to throttle up. I had to choke on it. Didn't realize it was on at first there. But it's running decent. It does have an excessive vibration from that broken flywheel, so it's definitely something you want to fix as soon as possible if you run into that. So, alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and hopefully this helps somebody change this out. And like I said, there'll be a link in the description for this carburetor kit. And in this case, we didn't even need the new carburetor. The fuel lines was the problem, which is what I suspected. But now, if we ever get a problem with it, we got a new carburetor put on it. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.